Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield back with an old friend, Kim Ismay. How are you?
Oh, not so much of the old.
No, you're young and delicious.
Young, delicious, middle-aged. Yes, I'm fine.
What I'm talking about, of course, we first met years ago and you've been doing this a long time. And the reason you're here in one of the best roles in one of the best shows is because you're very, very good. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much.
What I love about you, you're sort of old school in a sense. You turn up on time and you deliver and you knock it out the park and it's consistent. And we need more of that.
I believe that everyone should aim as high as is humanly possible. However, just because you want something doesn't mean to say you're always going to get it.
Right.
And you need to know, my mum used to say, water finds its level. You have to know what you are and know where you fit. There's no point me saying, I'm devastated and bitter because I never got to play Christine in Phantom of the Opera. That's clearly A, too old, B, can't sing soprano. So, and I would love to play Elphaba. Who wouldn't love to play Elphaba? Male, female, dog, cat. Everyone wants to be Elphaba. Or Glinda. Can't sing either of those two roles, even if I was the right age.
Right.
I can't sing like that. So you have to know where your strengths are and your weaknesses.
Indeed. I'm devastated. I always wanted to be a giraffe in The Lion King. They never gave me a chance. They wouldn't even see me.
How did that pass you by?
What's your life like now? I mean, here you are on the road going month to month in these huge theatres doing this amazing show. And there you were in town for many years doing Mamma Mia. I mean, they couldn't be more different in terms of pieces, but in terms of the popularity and scale and reaction at the end, it's exactly the same.
It is exactly the same. I'm so lucky to be able to do fantastic shows that have fabulous reactions. Listen, it's not always the way. Sometimes you do a show and you slog your guts out night after night and the audience look at you as if they're wondering why you're all there. They look at you, they go, yeah, that's okay. But the reaction, Bristol has been phenomenal. We've been sold out, we've broken all the box office records, and for somewhere that books great shows and does well, that's quite a big thing. And Mamma Mia was wonderful too. They're very, very different. As you said, the roles are very different. Tanya, lovely, popular, good time girl, everybody's best mate. Madame Morrible, psychopath. Psychopath. But they're both very pertinent. I think with Mamma Mia, you could always see yourself or your mate or one of your family members up on stage. And there's something similar with this. I mean, obviously you can't see, your family's not green or a psychopath, hopefully. But the troubles that people go through, especially currently in the current political climate across the world, it is so pertinent and up to date. And it's great.
What's amazing as well in this Twitterati, Instagram-obsessed society where people want constant affirmation of their own importance and their own popularity, it's ironic that this show may have been written 20 years ago, but it's more relevant today. And that's really what this story is about. Do you go with the hot girl who's popular, or do you go with the slightly strange girl who's a nicer person? It's the beautiful moral dilemma, isn't it?
It is absolutely the moral dilemma. And it's also, I mean, it's not only a story about friendship and relationships, love, proper love, not just romantic love, but friendship love and love of what you think is right. I think the reason it resonates with so many people is that all of us, no matter how confident we may seem or however popular we may seem, at some point in our lives we felt like the one that doesn't fit in.
Right. We
felt like the one that feels different. Nobody understands me. And I want to say to all these girls that are saying, there's all these things on, as you were talking about, social media, and they all feed into each other, and it's great that they can support each other, but they all, yes, I feel different. I want to take my own life. I feel like there's nothing worth living for. I'm different. And I want to say, we all feel like that. It's called life. Everybody's trying to attain this perfection, and there isn't any such thing. We all have our hang-ups. We all feel awkward, like Elphaba. We all feel a little bit, this is lovely. I'm having a lovely time. Nothing else matters, like Glinda. Hopefully none of us feel like Morrible. just to make that perfectly clear. Hopefully none of us feel like we would kill anyone just to get what we want, because that's what she does.
Well, unless you're maybe running a country somewhere, or you never know.
There's somebody that must identify with Morrible. Surely. I just don't want to be their friend, to be fair.
Have you ever been in anything on this scale? I mean, I was just walking through backstage. I mean, there's an inch on either side. It's so packed. And the show is so enormous, it barely fits into the theatre. They haven't done what they mostly do, which is take a West End show, scale it down and then stick it on the road. They've done it like for like, and it is beautiful to see. I think the sound is better than London. I've said this in the previous 2 interviews, and I think it's a stunning production. It looks great. It's huge, isn't it?
It is absolutely enormous. I think because there's a lot of discussion throughout the fan forums and all the fans, and they talk to us as well. Oh, it's much smaller than town. And you think, actually, it isn't. The stage is slightly smaller. In Victoria, the stage is huge. And some of the venues to where we're going are enormous, but not all of them. So it has to be the same size everywhere for us as well as for the crew and for the apparent. The Dragon's a little smaller. I think there's one fewer male and female ensemble tracks. That is it. We don't have a bridge like they do in London. But that's okay. I think if you're worried that there's no bridge in a show, then you're missing the point of the show. The costumes are the same, the numbers are the same, the production values, as you said, are the same. And it's a little bit of a choreographic dance to get past each other backstage here at Bristol, but we manage. I'm
sure. You're on it throughout, and you come and go with these creepy moments, which is your job.
Yes.
And the costume. Yes. Let's talk about the costume, because, I mean, it is slightly ludicrous. Here we are sat before the 7:30. At what point do you have to start getting the slap on and the head thing and the costume? Because it's quite something, isn't it?
Yes, my costumes are enormous. And I'm forever getting I have a very long train on a huge bustle at the back. So first of all, I can't work out how big my bustle is, if you'll pardon the expression. So I'm forever knocking into people with my rear end. And if I don't hold my train up, I get trapped indoors. So I'll go trotting along and suddenly be yanked backwards as I've been shut in the door 3 doors behind me. They are huge. The wig's enormous. I'm tall to start. I'm 5'10" in my stocking boots. I've got 3-inch heels and a wig that's about 6 inches high. So I'm about 7 foot. I'm about 6'8". It's ridiculous. But you get it down to a fine art. The warm-up is half an hour before the half is called. And usually, if I crack on, I can get ready during the half because I'm not on at the beginning. I have another 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes grace before I rock up and cause havoc. But I prefer to have my foundation on and powdered and set before warm-up, and then it's all kind of quite easy. I can put my makeup on when they do my wig.
It's a beautiful show, and as I say, they've done it to scale. It is as good as Broadway or anywhere else. The sound is incredible, and it has importance. And I think what's great about this, the reason the kids care so much about it is it's so relatable and it's so beautiful to watch. And on whatever level you want to come and see it, if you just want to see it for a spectacle, come and see it. Absolutely. Or if you want to walk away with a feeling, you will probably end up doing both.
Oh, absolutely. There are very few shows that work on so many levels and are so accessible. Sometimes a show will work on many levels, but it's hard work. Right. And this show is not hard work for the audience. If you know your Wizard of Oz, there are a whole host of little gags and jokes and references. But if you don't know your Wizard of Oz, it's equally entertaining. I was with the show last year on the Asian tour, and of course they don't have the Wizard of Oz as a movie, as a reference. They didn't grow up with it like we did in the West, so they came to it fresh. They had no idea what it was about. They didn't know anything about it, and they loved it just as much from a different level and there were no references for them, but they loved it just as much. And I think, as you say, if you want to take away a huge political message about not treating people differently because of the colour of their skin or how they behave, trying to do what's right, friendship, all of those things, then that's great. If you want to come and see somebody fly and hear the most incredible music and orchestrations and look at the most beautiful costumes and fabulous dancing, that's fine too.
We're going to have to go in a minute because I know your warm-up's about to start. But finally, you are one of the most brilliant actresses of your generation. And there's a reason you're still here. And you're compelling. You can't take your eyes off you when you're on stage, which is the reason I think you get those iconic roles. It's not given by accident. I wonder why you wanted to come on tour. Is it easier with a show where you're a month in a place so you can set up some form of life opposed to a week where every 6 days you have to get on a train? Because you could be in town if you wanted to be. What was the reason?
It doesn't always work out. Sometimes when the contracts finish and when the contracts start don't line up with what you are available for. Right. So sometimes you might think, I want to do that job in town. Oh, I don't finish work until 3 months after they start their new cast. So you have to there's always a decision to make. Do you not take a show and then wait and see if you get that? You might not get that. There might be someone else who is just as good as you and fits the company better.
Right.
Because it's not only about whether you're the best for the role, it's whether you fit in with everybody else as well, and the dynamic, both physically and sort of energy as well. Obviously, it'd be lovely to work in town because I could live in my own house. I've forgotten what it looked like. I went home at the weekend and went, oh, look, I've got a new bathroom.
I've got nice things.
Oh, my God, I've got a bathroom. I love my new bathroom. It's marvellous. But
what a shame you can't use it.
I know. Only on the weekends, occasionally in between venues. My house sitters love it. They use it more than I do. Being somewhere for a month is great. You get a chance to see the town. You get a chance. Mind you, I know Bristol really well, but you get a chance to visit all the places you want to visit. You can unpack your suitcase. You can cook for yourself, move in properly, and then you get a chance to move on somewhere else. You know, it's great, and I just love coming and seeing different places.
Congratulations on being you. What you bring to a show is a class, a heritage, and I think you raise the bar for people who perhaps don't know how to do it. The kids I know have huge respect for you, and everyone I've met who's worked with you says nothing but lovely things. Kim, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. It's nice to see you again.
Congratulations on Madame Morrible. I'm going to be in tonight at 7:30. I shall give you a review. If I don't like it, I will say.
That's what we like to hear. We like honesty all the way.
I don't want any phoning it in just because it's a Tuesday in Bristol.
Hello, Morrible here. Can you just I'm horrible. Just assume I've been unpleasant.
Kim, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.